Hello children, how are you all? Hope everybody is keeping safe and healthy at home. Okay, I'm Swapna Anil. So last time in the last class we had started class 9th history chapter 1. Yes. Okay, so today is the continuation of the same chapter. So today let us start with the conditions of rest of the France. Okay. So now let us talk about the countryside. What is countryside? Literally the side of the country that is villages. In village, there would be an agriculture, and agriculture was a severe problem there. Severe problem, that is, what is that severe problem? It was severe winter, due to which the harvest was completely bad. Now फसल खराब हो गई, but the population same only, that is increasing day by day. So the prices of the bread started increasing, as this was the staple food of the people. Yes. Now as the prices increased, people started panicking. They did not have enough money to procure enough food, so they used to stand in line for hours, long line in front of bakery shop, and actually they were very angry. At the same time, bakers were very selfish and mean. They were exploiting the situation and they were hoarding up the bread. Okay. Now what happened? The angry crowd, which were mostly comprised of the women of the French society, they started attacking on bread shop. What a angry human being will do? You also know, attack only na, if they are angry. Now one news came that the king sent his army in Paris. As you all know, that fight starts, and to control the crowd, the army was sent. By seeing that army, people became more angry. Okay, they said that already so many problems are there, and on that you send an army also. That is why on 14th July, the crowd was so agitated that they went to destroy Bastille. Okay, now what is a Bastille? Bastille means it is a symbol of disputing power of king. That is, king के power का एक symbol था वो. ठीक है? That was a very big jail in French society. If anybody going against the king, they used to send them to jail. So this jail, this symbol power was destroyed by the people. Now the people was little bit calm and quiet, that we were also taking care of it. Yes. So at the same time, bachas, one rumor spread that band of brigand, that is big lords, landlords. Okay, they along with their troop came to destroy the crops of poor people. Now the crowd was very angry also, panic, and were frightened also. So the people thought that before they will come and destroy our crops, how about if we destroy their building and cash? That is tit for tat. Yes. Okay. So that's why angry peasants went to all the big buildings, castles. Castles means na, mahal. Okay. And started destroying all the documents, grains, and they also started looted grains. Okay. So everything they destroyed. Everywhere the people and the crowd were on the road. Okay. So now Louis XVI was very much frightened, and he said that I can't let this happen. So let's just go and recognize National Assembly. That is, let just do people want whatever they do. And this way Louis XVI finally recognized National Assembly. Okay. As the National Assembly recognized, August Decrees was passed. Okay, that is in 1789, and due to which what happened was all the tax and all the feudal system was abolished. Okay, and all the privileges of the clergy which they got since their birth, all were taken from them. Okay, got it? At the same time, the taxes, that is teeths, we learned in the last class, teeths, were abolished, and all the lands with church were confiscated. Confiscated means jabt kar liya. Okay, and with this all the problem were solved. In starting, I told you that France were under a debt of 2 billion livres. Yes, so that also everything was cleared. Now comes France becomes the constitutional monarchy. Okay, so monarch means no king's rule. Okay, that is, there is absolute monarchy and there is a constitutional monarchy. So what is this absolute monarchy? When all the powers are in the hands of the king. Okay, that is absolute monarchy. And constitutional monarchy, when king is the head of the state, but at the same time there is a constitution also. Okay, so National Assembly, they started making a constitution in 1789, and in 1791 that is within 2 years they completed the first draft, and main objective, that is to reduce the power of monarch. Okay, now as I already explained Montesquieu theory in the last class, yes, so if not, you can go through that video. Okay, as Montesquieu said, people did like that, they divided the power to legislature, executive and judiciary. Okay, now National Assembly got the power to make laws, elections were held, but there also one catch is there, that is election were held indirectly, means the active citizen used to elect electors, and those electors used to select the members of National Assembly. Okay, that is indirect relationships. Okay, now what is this active citizen? Active citizen means, yes, French society is divided into two types of citizens, that is active citizen and passive citizen. Okay, so active citizen, by the name itself, active citizen, that is one who is actively participating, so that they had the right to vote. Okay, and passive citizen means they did not have the right to vote. Okay, passive citizen, actually who were the passive citizen? All the women's, because their women were not treated as politically active, and so they were said to be the passive citizen. Okay, and also the men who did not have any property, they were also put in the category of passive citizen. Okay, now the question was, who comes under active citizen? Who comes under it? So active citizens were men who were above the age of 25 years and also who had land and pay taxes equal to the 3 days of a laborer wages. Okay, that is, if you fulfill all these criteria, then only you become active citizen. Then our constitution was also there, and the first page of the constitution, that is Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizen. Now you see carefully in the declaration, woman is written anywhere? You can check, woman is written anywhere? No, here only man and citizenship, also for men only. And in this declaration, somewhat like old version of fundamental rights were there, like rights to life, freedom of speech, freedom of opinion, equality before law. Yes, and these rights are called inalienable, that is they can't be alienated or they can't be taken from you. Okay, if you are a human being, if you are born in France, you should be able to avail these rights. Okay, that is this declaration. Political symbols. Okay, you can see the political symbols, different types of symbols are there. Actually what happened, that majority of men and women in that century, that is 18th century, they could not be able to read and write. Okay, so some images were used instead of writing or printed words, etc. Okay, so these images were to communicate the ideas. They use these paintings to convey the content of the Declaration of Rights. Okay, like you can see in this pictures also, broken chain, and this chain were used to fetter slaves, that is this stands for the act of becoming free. Okay, bundle of rods, this bundle of rods means one rod can be easily broken but not an entire bundle, that is this shows the strength lies in unity, this is showing. Okay, and then next comes the eyes with a triangle radiating light, the all seeing eye stands for knowledge. Okay, this symbol is for knowledge. Next comes scepter, this symbol is for the power. Okay, then snake biting its tail to form a ring, this is for the symbol which shows the eternity. Okay, in this way different types of images and different types of pictures were there just to convey their ideas. Clear? Women, till now whatever I taught you about French Revolution, I have made one thing very clear to you, that political rights were given sometimes to all the men or sometimes to the men who had property, but for women political rights were never given in the France. Yes, now let us know, even after that, what was the role of women in this French Revolution. From the beginning, if we see, women were very actively participating in all the events, and they were hoping that because of their participation, definitely when the new government will come, or when revolutionary government will come, they will be rewarded with the voting rights. Yes, now what type of women we are talking about? Women of France of that era. Okay, you can divide it in them into two categories, that is rich women and poor women. So the women belongs to third estate, they were mostly uneducated. Okay, and these uneducated women used to work outside their houses as they were not education and no working skills, so obviously they do very small jobs like domestic servants, laundries, etc. Okay, now let us talk about the women who belongs to wealthy families. These were the women who were the daughters of nobles and rich people. These were the women who were the daughters of nobles and rich people. And sometimes what happened, the women of third estate belonging to noble family, that is the women belonging to wealthier section, they still had exposure to education. That is, they had an opportunity to go to convent for studies, in contrast to women belonging to poor section. So the society is divided like this. But overall, if we see, women did a great job in politics. You know, they used to discuss their own interest, their own needs. They had so many clubs, political clubs of their own, almost 60 clubs, and one of the club was the most famous, that is the Society of Revolutionary and Republican Women. Okay, and if you ask that what was their demand, they were only demanding for equality, their voting rights, they want the same political rights of men. Clear? But obviously these women were not rewarded when their condition was formed in 1791. Revolutionary government came into force in 1791. Okay, then women were reduced for their correct citizenship. Their women were as passive citizen who needs always permission from any other active citizen. Obviously no political rights given. Now it is not like that ki revolutionary government did not do anything for the women. Something they did it, but the point is political rights were not given. Then what is the use, isn't it? But chalo, let's see what these women were rewarded with. That is, schooling was made compulsory for them. Marriage force was eliminated. That is where women who were forced in some arranged marriages was eliminated. Okay, now marriages had become a social contract in which you enter with your own consent, with your will. Okay, and the revolutionary government made divorce legal. Now divorce not only a husband to take, but also wives can. This was actually brilliant, I think. Yes, and they were trained for job, because before that they were not at all trained for small jobs. Now they are being trained. Now they can become artist also and can run small business also. Now after this government change, that is women and reign of terror, we are talking about when Robespierre came into the power. Now Robespierre obviously believed in control and punishment kind of tackle. He ordered for the closure of all the women's club. He was not at all able to tolerate that women has also political clubs. Okay, all the political activities were banned. Most prominent women were arrested and most of them were even executed. Now right for suffrage. Okay, right for suffrage, that is for women, did not just end there, it continued. It not only continued in France but so many parts of Europe, so many other parts of the world. So this whole movement, we call it as international suffrage movement. Okay, when I am saying international suffrage movement, I don't mean that there were just one particular revolution in which all the women of the world were participating. No, it's not like that. This held in 3 phases. If you take your SST at higher classes, you will be getting about it. Okay, so this is known as international suffrage movement, international voting rights for women, and this was in late 19th century and earlier 20th century. Okay, and if we talk about France, where women were asking their political rights in 1791, they were given at 1946. Okay, so imagine that something that the men had since I don't know when, that same thing women had to ask for it, struggle for it. Okay, clear? So there goes the story of the woman. Okay, now let us talk about something even more serious, that is abolition of slavery. So bacha, we are talking about an era where some humans were not treated like a human, they were treated like animals. For some powerful men was treating some not so powerful men like animals, like slaves, and that is known as slavery. Okay, so let's talk about it. Colonies in Caribbean. Okay, bachas, now what were colonies? Big European nations, where small European nations में अपना कब्जा जमा लेते हैं. That is, they used to dominate small nations and they make their colonies. Okay, the best example is our country, India. Britain came to India and made India its colony, isn't it? That is why we call Britishers as colonizers. Yes. In the same way, the colonies of Caribbean Sea like Martinique, Guadeloupe and San Domingo, these kind of colonies were very very naturally rich, and these were the suppliers of commodities like tobacco, indigo, sugar and coffee. Okay, the whole Europeans or the whole Europe was depend on this, but Europeans were not ready to go there and work. They wanted that naturalities resources of that colonies, but they did not want to go there and work. Okay, they want that resources but they did not want to go there. Why? Because who wants to give their own luxuries, isn't it? Who will go to any other developing nations or poor nations leaving all these luxuries which we are getting here? Yes, but now things we want but don't want to work there. Okay, then obviously you would have to think about something else. Yes, that is, we want that but we don't want to go there. Okay, for that we want something else, and that something else became your slavery due to the shortage of labor. Okay, that is, this shortage of labor, what happened, European came out with this concept, and mostly about plantation only. Okay, that is, they thought about the plantation. Okay, clear? Now due to which the triangle got developed between Europe, America and Africa. Okay, this triangle is known as triangular slave trade. It began in somewhere around 17th century and went on for the 100 or more years. You know what, bachas, a small example, that is, let us take the example about France because we are studying about French Revolution. So there were two port cities known as Bordeaux and Nantes. Okay, from where ship starts for African coast. Okay, so from the port area of France, they starts and ship goes to Africa, and there would be a person who will be selling people. Imagine, bachas, that is selling Africans to the owners, to the slave takers, and from there they used to send the slave, made them to sit in the ship, and ship sails for 3 months, and you know, they were packed tightly and they were treated like animals. They were not treated with dignity and respect and even with some humanity. And when they reached to port area, that is France or in Europe, then they were sold to plantation owners, and the plantation owners used to keep their slaves as bonded laborers. That is, they made them to do any type of work, and this exploitation helped European to become more and more powerful and become strong. So the development of Europe was mostly depend on this slavery. Okay, bachas. Now let us talk about the end of the slavery. That is some happy topics, right? So in 1794, when Jacobin regime came, they freed all the slaves. They said that freedom is not only for French citizens, rather whoever is residing in France, it is for everyone. So they freed all the slaves and set them to go to their home. But it was very short. It was only for a decade. Then what happened? Napoleon came in picture and reintroduced monarchy and slavery. And finally what happened? This slavery ended on 1848. Okay. So I hope everybody till here clear. Now one more part is left for this chapter that I'll be giving in next class. Okay. So till here it is all completed. Thank you so much. God bless you all.